right, PK?
You're right, boss.
You used to be CK.
Yes,
now
sir.
you're PK.
Yes,
PK
sir.
meaning Pastor Kevin.
Yes,
What
sir.
was CK?
Crazy Kevin.
Why?
Because I used to do a lot of crazy things.
Like what?
Well, allegedly, the crimes that I've been in jail for are murder, attempted murder.
Have you ever murdered
stabbings.
before?
No.
Seriously?
No.
Okay, so but you've been found guilty for only one thing.
I've been found guilty for 3 things.
Okay.
But I've served time for 1 conviction.
Okay.
But I've been on remand for all of them.
Okay. But you're free from remand and all that now.
Yeah.
Okay. How many times did you go prison again?
9 times.
Wow. What was it like there? What makes is it interesting to go back? Is it
looking back now is somewhere that you wouldn't want to be. But because of the lifestyle that I was in,
yeah,
it was just a path that I had to go through. So it wasn't like anything then.
So why would you want to? Because I've heard people say, "Oh, I'm in gang and stuff because of poverty." But there are other many people in poverty who did not go towards that lifestyle.
Yeah.
What's yours? Well, why?
I would still say poverty, but for me I didn't want to be like my parents, even though they were good people. They are good people.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be like their friends, good people. When I looked outside I used to live in a close.
Yeah.
So I used to live with all the elders that were selling drugs and that were gangbangers, and their life looked better than ours. And that's just...
So some people go educational routes to escape poverty. You didn't go to education. Why?
I did go to education, but I never took the route. So I still went to school, but I was still selling drugs.
Yeah.
Until I got to a stage where once I went into college, I went to jail for murder, and obviously that took 2 years of my life away.
Wow. Okay. So in jail now, you're out of jail. Why would you? What changed? At what point did it change? What changed in you? Why are you not living that life anymore?
I remember coming to one of the Nation Family Services, and you was hotting the drug dealers, and you was
what did I do?
You just said that the biggest waste man.
Oh, I'm sorry guys, I didn't mean it that way.
You said the biggest waste man is people that are thugs and people that are drug dealers. And for me, I didn't think there was anything wrong with the life that I was leading before, even though I know that it was a wrong thing, but the mindset was that this was how I was going to get rich. Do you understand? So it's not until you challenge my thought process that I started to think about change. So I never changed straight away.
So let's say what you were doing before and what you're doing now, illegal money, legal money, which one pays more?
Legal money.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Are you sure of that? You're just saying that?
No, because you see with illegal money, yeah, you're always hiding.
Right.
There's no, you're always thinking the same. Do you understand? You might think in a bigger scale, but you're still thinking the same. There's nothing mad that you're about to do in this country. But you see in the legal aspect, there's so much things that your mind is open to. Yeah. Do you understand? There's different routes. And I just experienced new things this side. Remember, I've lived both, so.
There was a video of you some time ago, not too long. You fought in a prison place. What happened? Because you're changed now. Why are you fighting in prison?
I exercised my right of self-defense.
What does that mean?
It means that I went to a prison visit to visit a friend, and old gang members, which I harmed before, saw me, and then they tried to attack. But
okay, so they were coming to attack you.
Yeah.
You wanted. Okay, fine. So let's move past that. Now, things have changed. It's been many years of consistently changing your life and things like that. What do you do now? What do you do for money? How do you live? What are you doing?
So I myself, I go out there and get contracts, driving contracts, delivery contracts.
Yeah.
So I wake up 5 o'clock in the morning and I get other people to do the same thing.
Okay.
So we get contracts and we deliver.
You deliver parcels, maybe like DHL and stuff like that. Yeah. More like logistics stuff.
Yeah, logistics stuff.
Very interesting. So let me ask you more, what I call it daring questions about the documentary that the BBC did at a point. There was a young man there that you were helping. and I think he went back to jail
Yeah.
at some point. How do things like that make you feel? You're trying to help your community. This young man is there and he's back to prison again. How does it make you feel?
Well, I can only feel like I've done the best that I can to give him a choice.
Yeah.
Because I can't tell somebody to change. I give him the choice of change. Because that's exactly the same thing that happened to me.
Yeah.
So I give him what I can give him.
Yeah.
Or what is given to me. And if he decides to go back in prison, that's him.
And now you've got the story of men who didn't go back to prison as well.
Exactly. So
you live with how many people at it?
11 people.
11
Yeah.
young guys and girls and all that.
Yeah. And they all had the same choice as the people that went to prison.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't just that one, it was many.
Yeah.
Many of them. Do you understand?
So why are you living with these people? Is it because you're in the nation family, people are doing it, you have to do it, or what's the gain? Why are you doing it?
I don't have to do it, but it's something like I've lived with people my whole life, number one. And when I came to the nation family and I saw that it was a normal thing to do, I just knew that I was in the right place because they do what I do anyway. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And plus, remember, I've been in prison. I lived with people for negative things.
Yeah.
So now, if I'm in the position to now help people whilst them being around me, that's exactly what I've done.
That's amazing. So, what would you say is your biggest? Again, I'm being careful not to use the word regret. Maybe pain, maybe looking back, you're saying, I wish I knew better. What would be the biggest one?
The biggest pain was not doing this before.
Okay.
Because I always think to myself, if I would have known what I know now when I was 21, who would I be now?
Okay.
Do you understand?
If you didn't know it when you are now, maybe you came to the nation family at 25 or 26.
Yeah, I came to the nation family when I just turned 25.
25. Okay. So if you didn't know it then at 25, what would life be now? What do you think will be happening now?
So if I didn't, imagine when I came out of prison, I didn't come out to change. So my mindset was, now I know better because I've been in jail 9 times. I know better. So I'm going to do what I got to do to the highest extreme. So with that mindset, I would have either been in prison or dead. Do you understand? Because I was heavily involved in gang violence and heavily involved in selling drugs. Yeah. Do you understand? So it's either them 2 routes.
Wow. Okay. So primarily, when you came to the nation family, what do you think changed in you? I mean, I'm sure, of course, you didn't go prison anymore, you didn't sell drug anymore, you didn't, and all the stuff. But what do you think is the major shift? What happened to you? If, in other words, let's say there are people who are still there, if they look at you and say, what happened to you, bro? Like, what are you doing?
I learned, well, what happened to me is I learned patience.
Okay.
Every drug dealer, every gangster has one major problem. They can't wait. Do you understand? They can't wait for process. Anything that you're telling them to do with patience, they're not on it because they have to get what they need to get now. Yeah. So what changed in me was, okay, don't do this now. Wait. Yeah. The ability to have somebody to tell you no, because we told ourselves what to do. Yeah. Do you understand? There was no one that could tell us what to do. So anything that we needed to do, whether it was the right time or the wrong time, we would just do it. Do you understand? Yeah. But now, being in the nation family, patience would make me swerve a lot of things that I wouldn't have swerved before.
Amazing. So, PK now, from CK to PK, in 3 years' time, what do you see? What's going to be the future? Maybe you hold that thought. I want you to give me a typical example of some of the young guys that live with you. Yeah. What's changing their lives and what have you learned by seeing them? So
there's 4 young boys in particular.
How did they come to you?
So Igis, I met Igis actually outside my mum's house. Okay. And then he knew me as CK. So he knew me, and he straight away he shouted, yo, 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 yo. And then I just said to him, what, you rate me, yeah? Cool, come church tomorrow. So it was on a Saturday, he came church on a Sunday, and he's never left me since.
And you know his parents as well.
His dad's dead. His dad's dead. His mum's single mum. And she actually told me, I need you to help my son.
Wow.
Do you understand? And he didn't go to school. So where the
How
boy
old is
he just turned 19.
Okay.
So where all the other boys are all academical and they all went to school, and he didn't go to school. So he's not like them. But what we've done for him is he's now back in school and he's now working. Do you understand? And then you got Marvin. Marvin came through gang problems.
Right.
Do you understand? He got himself in the war. He wanted to fight the war.
How old
but
is he?
He's 18.
Okay.
He wanted to fight the war, but he also wanted to change. And his parents came to me because they saw Igis. Him and Igis are childhood friends. They saw Igis on Sky.
Yeah.
And then the parents reached out to me and I asked them one question. I said, all right, cool. Do you want to change? Because it's fair enough your parents are telling me that you want to change, but if you don't tell me you want to change, nothing will happen. He said, yes, sir, I want to change. So I moved him into my house. He's now back in college. Amazing. And he works. And then there's Brian.
Okay.
Brian, he's one of them guys that he's very good in school, but his friends are very bad. So it was only a matter of time before he changed.
So how do you balance what you have to do? You're a married man now,
Yeah.
you're a pastor, you're helping your community. How do you balance that with also overlooking kids that are not yours, that you have no, and why are you doing it? They are not your kids, they are not your brother or biological brother or stuff. Normally it's like it's none of your business. Why are you doing it, and how do you balance the time?
Before it was none of my business, before they weren't family, but they are family now. That's how I do it. Because we made ourselves family. We do the same thing, we believe in the same thing. So whatever each one of us has to do separately, it still comes back to the family.
Okay.
Do you understand? So nothing's separate. I'm able to do what I'm doing. No, in fact, I'm even able to do what I'm doing more because I have them.
Yeah.
Do you
That's
understand?
amazing. So I was going to ask the question, was speaking 3 to 7 years or so, that's where we paused and went into the other question. So what do you see you as in 3 years or 3 to 7 years?
I just know I don't see. Do you understand? But I know that it's going to be big. Do you understand? Because I couldn't see my journey now.
Right.
Do you understand? So in 3 to 5 years, I just know that I will be in a better position. The people in my house will be in a better position, and everybody that I'm around will be in a better position.
So a person is watching you. You grew up around Beckton, East Time, and all that stuff. Someone watching who has known the CK before and knows and looks up to you as CK.
Yeah.
Wants a good life, a great life, and all that. What would you say to them? Well, so they're watching now, they are maybe 15 or 14. There are drug dealers around them and they're looking at the nice cars and all that. What would you say if you have, let's say 30 seconds to tell them something? What would you say?
What I would tell them is they don't have to pretend. They can be what they want to be without any influence from any other people, because there's people like me there. There's people like Stephen. Do you understand? Because before I wouldn't have been able to answer your question if I never saw this other part of life.
Yeah.
Just look at my life and you'll see that, okay, this can happen. Because if you did know me,
current life, not the CK,
yeah,
the PK one instead of.
Because if they did know me as CK,
yeah,
they will know that that guy. If you would have thought of that guy now, that's them now. Yeah. If they would have thought of me where I am now, it would have been impossible to them. It wouldn't even have been something to think about. So they know that change is possible.
Right.
And if they're not even on that level yet, then they can change.
For someone coming out of prison or watching from prison, what would you say? Or in prison, maybe with hope of coming out or no hope of coming out at all, what would you say to them? Because you've been there.
Exactly. So when I came out of jail, and this is what I would tell them, when I came out of jail, there was no opportunity into our Soul Nation family.
Mm.
So if they're coming out of jail and they're seeing me, they know that there's hope, because the person that's always coming out of jail is already tired.
Mm.
Do you understand? They're tired already.
Yeah.
But they are forced to go back to what they're doing because there's no other thing to do. But then now there's a nation family. So there's no excuse.
That's true. So what would you say to someone who has a knife in his pocket, now a gun, trying to kill someone else in the hands? What's the worth of killing the person or not?
You can't look for a life with a knife in your pocket.
Okay.
Because their excuse would be they're trying to protect themselves and they're trying to build a life.
Yeah.
But if you put that knife in your pocket, you've already lost your life.
Yeah.
Because the road that you're taking, you don't know what can happen.
Yeah.
And with just a second, your whole life can go.
Wow. Now this is very inspiring. I've seen this gentleman turn his life around for years when people don't even believe it's changed, because we live in a society that keeps putting your past on you, because the gist is the prison system must keep running. So I'm inspired by what is shared today. I hope someone else is inspired by it. And again, my own takeaway is going to be patience. The ability to know that you will get where you're going to, but you don't have to be there now. It's not like, let's do drug, let's do wrong so that we can get the money here and now. So that's very insightful. Thank you very much for coming, PK, or should I still call you CK? PK, right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you for coming. God bless you all. And until the next time, may you be blessed in all you do. Amen.